Fra Angelico's artwork has resonated throughout the centuries, but one of his paintings of the Annunciation stands out among all his work. It was finished in the early 1400s inside the Convent of San Marco in Florence by the Dominican friar who Pope St. John Paul II beatified and later proclaimed as the universal patron of artists.
I think he felt a sort of calling within the calling. He had an extraordinary natural ability for painting. The specific way in which Fra Angelico preached was through his paintings. So you can think of his paintings as sort of, homilies in figures and colors.
The Convent of San Marco housed Dominican friars for centuries. In each of the 44 cells, Fra Angelico painted scenes of scripture, but it is the fresco at the entrance of the dormitories, the moment of Mary's yes, that captures every visitor's gaze.
You see that the garden at the forefront is very colorful and ordered. But if you look behind the wall, Fra Angelico depicted a forest which is really thick and full of disorder. So there is a sort of separation between the word of grace, of union with God, and Mary, of course, is the clear example of that, and the word of sin that lies behind this garden.
Through subtle symbols, the artist wanted to describe Mary's role in the story of salvation.
If you pay close attention to it, there's a small window that Fra Angelico depicted just behind Mary, and the window is open. It's like even if she was conceived without sin, she felt pity and compassion for mankind, and she decided to cooperate in the work of grace. So she saw the misery of the forest and wanted to let God turn it into a garden again, just like the Garden of Eden.
The Tuscan painter created several depictions of the Annunciation, including the famous one now displayed at the Prado Museum in Madrid. Fra Angelico arrived in Rome to work for Pope Nicholas V in the Niccolin Chapel, living at the Convent of Santa Maria sopra Minerva. EWTN News gained exclusive access to the cloister, walking the very halls once frequented by Fra Angelico himself.
We are standing in the cloister where Fra Angelico is buried, where he spent the last year of his life. What do we know about his life and legacy?
Vasari, one of his great biographers, tells us that he never started a painting without praying first. So each painting is a prayer in itself. And that was also recognized by St. John Paul II. And he said, in the work of Fra Angelico, art becomes prayer. And one of the mottos of Fra Angelico was, Chi fa cose di Cristo, con Cristo deve stare sempre. Those who make the work of Christ shall always be with Christ.
In Rome, Paola Flynn for EWTN News Nightly.